Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Gun Arcade. I'm back playing some more Farming Simulator 25 this morning. Hit the button there. There we go. So, we are down in the city of Hobson, Montana here. And we are at the flour mill. We're going to buy the flour mill today. We're just about out of space for all flour mill stuff related. Wheat, a little bit of barley, sorghum, rice. We're fixing to harvest long grain rice, so we need the extra space. So we're gonna jump in here and buy the flour mill. Now, if I remember right, it's back here in the back somewhere. I think it's back here. Yep, right there. So let's buy this. This is $288. We own it. All right. Good morning, Twitchy. How's it going? All right, I've got a little bit of rice in the truck over here. We'll start there. I'll go grab another load here in a minute. I probably need to get the, oh, sorry, y'all. I'm blocking y'all's walking path, ain't I? Look at that. Probably need to get this combine rolling over here before I roll with that truck. Alright, so the long grain rice should be ready. Let me double check that. Pretty sure it's ready. Yep, ready to harvest right there. Looks like the corn and the beans are just about there. Fair to middling. Do 2 in rows. Lines stay straight. Yep. Okay. Pop out and let him roll. Do a good job, man. Where are you going? Don't go in those people's backyard. I guess he wants to roll counterclockwise. Alright, he's rolling. Oh man, sometimes those hired workers, man. Alright. Whoa. Whoa. Gotta turn around. Alright, so let's go look at the flour mill now. Get things rolling here. Gotta find it. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Right above the whiskey there. So we can put barley in there to make barley flour. We can do corn flour. Whoops. We can do oat flour, rice flour, which that's the long grain one there, and then there's the regular rice flour, sorghum, and then wheat. I think we have all of these ingredients that we can put in here. The corn, That just takes corn, so it's not dried corn. That's good. That means we could haul it directly out of the field if we needed to. Morning, Jeff. How's it going? Alright, we don't have far to go for a lot of this stuff because we put a lot of this down at the brown farm right down here. I think we've got the wheat down here, we've got the oats are down here. Only thing we'll need to go down to the other farm for is the rice and the sorghum. Ran out of room. Filled up this brown farm pretty quick. I could see maybe building or putting in like silo expansions. Just try to put them in somewhere close to it, just to add a little more capacity. Oh man, there's a save right when I gotta go in. Right when I gotta go in this tight spot. Try to get in here. Let's see what we got in here. So the most of what we got is oats. I guess I'll haul that first. The next one probably wheat, and then there's a little bit of sorghum in here from what I did not transfer. I tried to put all the sorghum in here, but it would not go. So I moved majority of it down to the Coppers Creek farm. So let's load up with some oat. Oats, 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 oats. Here we go. Alright. How's everybody doing? That's good stuff. It's always good stuff. And I'm not as worried about the corn. Good morning, AC Gaming. I'm not as worried about the corn because a lot of that corn we can store in the corn dryers. Whether we have the corn dryer activated or not, we could always just store it in there, and I believe we can pull it right back out. You know, that's something to test out, I guess. Can you dump corn in there and then pull it right back out and use it like a silo? Or does it have to come out as dried corn? And two, got to thinking about it, we do still have the rail silo. Wherever that's at. I think it's down here somewhere. It might be right there. It's either that one, I think there's one up north too. But I think you can sell on the train to load up the train. The train goes right through there. So I bet that's it. That or that over there, maybe. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. I have to look, make sure it's not a sell point before I dump it in there. Oh man, I think we just had a pressure change here. I think the weather just changed. I can feel it when the pressures change with the weather, because I can feel it either in my sinuses, my ears, or my knees. So I know that if it's going to rain a lot, or if it's going to snow, or if it's going to turn off real cold, I'll feel it in my knees. If the weather changes, like as far as like the temperature goes or the pressure goes, I can feel that in my ears and in my sinuses. I guess that's another sign I'm getting old. Being able to feel it in my joints. Yep, got to watching trailer number 1 and trailer number 2 for Grand Theft Auto 6. And saw the, I put this in Discord, saw a leaked image of a piece of the map that's coming, that was shown at Gamescom. And Gamescom. And yeah, it from just that little sliver of what the map looks like, it's got me excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I know it's not coming to Steam right away. And it'll only be on console. I don't understand that though. I don't understand how all the other games, you know, even some not of that caliber, can come to all the platforms like console and Steam and at the same time, but not Grand Theft Auto 6. The blessing of antiquity, weather forecasting. Got another load of oat here. What we talking about? Talking about Grand Theft Auto 6. I went back and watched the number 1 trailer and number 2 trailer from Rockstar. Looking forward to it. Really enjoyed. I need to go back and play. I downloaded the enhanced version of Grand Theft Auto 5. I need to go back and play that and see if it really is enhanced. See if it's better. I got a whole list of games that I have that I kind of want to go back and play. Some of them are nostalgic games, retro games. Some of them are from the days of Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. Some of them are from the OG PlayStation days. Some of them are from the latter, like the PlayStation 2 and 3 and 4 and Xbox Series X, or not Series X, Xbox, what was that one? Xbox One. S Series is the console I had from Xbox. And then I made the jump to PC, so... What are you... What? Oh, maybe doing. What are you doing with the flour? We're actually... I kind of want to distribute it. But for right now, I guess we'll probably just sell it. I don't really have anywhere to distribute it to. Unless we buy the bakery. I don't even know where the bakery's at. I'd have to find the bakery. Pretty sure it's not active yet. I haven't activated anything yet. Right now I'm just moving stuff in here to get it ready to start. Oh wow, it does not hold a lot of rice, does it? It only holds 166, is that right? 165 maybe? Wow, it does not hold a lot of rice. I'm shocked by that. Everything else is, well, oats is 1,000,000. Long grain rice is less too. It's not as less as rice, but it only holds 500 there. But the other stuff, the wheat and the sorghum, where's barley at? Oh wait, maybe I need to move down. No? There it is. Was I not on that? Oh, I guess, oh, you know what? I was down like that. I scrolled down apparently a while ago when I looked at the corn part. Barley holds over a million. It holds 1.4 million. Corn holds 1.4 million. I'm surprised that these have different capacities. Huh. But yeah, rice is the least capacity. 100 and what is that? 165? 155? Looks like 165 from here. Huh. You'd think it'd be a million across the board for each product. Well, I guess I won't go get another load of rice then. Not right now. All right, let's move on to the other stuff. We'll go get some. What do we got up there at the one? Wheat. I guess there's wheat up there, and then we'll probably go get a load of barley. Just get everything in there and get it kind of started. I need to find the bakery, I guess, because there's stuff we can make at the bakery out of rice and out of any of the type of flour there. Not oat. Let's do a load of wheat. Have to go up to the Wild Prairie Farm. Is that the name of it? Pretty sure. Wild Prairie Ranch, not Wild Prairie Farm. Have to go up there to get the barley. But yeah, wanting to look at some of these other games. I've got a whole list of them in Steam. I actually found Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That was one that I played back on. It was available for Genesis and the Super NES back in the day. Played a lot of that game growing up. Had it on Genesis. An interesting fact, there was a difference between the two. Between having Zombies Ate My Neighbors on Sega Genesis and having Zombies Ate My Neighbors on Super NES. So on Sega Genesis, when you killed like a zombie or one of the monsters in the game, it would actually show like the animation of like blood and stuff like that. It wasn't very graphic. I mean, it was 16-bit entertainment, so it wasn't bad. It wasn't that terrible. But they did not show that on Super NES. Interesting little fact there. I never knew that. So we'll put some wheat in here. So then we need sorghum. And then I think the last thing to go in here will be probably the long grain rice. So wheat's going in, sorghum, corn, barley, and then the long grain rice. I think basically just want to get everything kind of in the green. Oh, and I'm looking at that closer now. It looks like it holds 1.8 million liters of oat. So I wonder if the processing for oat is quicker. Maybe that's why those barley, corn, oats have the bigger capacities there on them. 1.2 for wheat. Looks like 1.8 for sorghum. If you scroll down, get on this straight stretch here. If you scroll down a bit, you will see the different amounts of, I guess, maybe materials needed for flour. I guess for each one. Yeah, so 30 corn, you'll get 22 corn flour. 30 barley, 22. 15 on the oats for 15 of flour. So yeah, they process less. Rice is definitely less. 9 for... Wait, what? 9 for 15? How does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. I'll have to go back and look at that in just a second. Let's do sorghum here. So I've got rice, still got rice over here. I got almost 2 loads of rice. Alright, let's go back and look at rice again. There's oat, rice. That's the long grain rice there. So then rice flour. That has me confused. It's the input is less than the output. How does that work? Shouldn't that be more? It should either be equal to or greater than the output. So if I put 9 things of rice in there, I get 15 back? That doesn't make sense. So yeah, 15 in on the sorghum, 13 out. 5 in on the wheat, 4 out on the wheat, so that makes sense. But the rice part doesn't make sense to me. I wonder if that's accurate. 9 in and then you get 15 out? How do they do that? Do they have like a machine that multiplies the rice when you put it in? I don't know. Like what was that guy's name? Zelensky from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you know? He made the machine to where he could like duplicate it, or maybe it's like the other movie. What was that one? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs or something. Yeah, my math ain't mathing there. I don't know. You know, I never was really good at math, but that don't seem right. Put nine. Let's say cases. 9 cases of rice in, and then you get 15 cases of rice flour out. I don't understand how that works. Are we mixing? Does it mix stuff? Are they adding? Well, no. I'd say if they were adding sugar or something, we would have to put it in there, but I don't know. Got all the wheat cut here. I think I've got majority of the clover cut. Still got some fields, I think, that one last field back there. And then I think there's a little bit of grass over there that I need to cut. And we'll rework all of these fields down here. They use filler? Probably. Probably some kind of filler. And I took the wrong road, didn't I? Went to go through Hobson. Took the long, long road. That's the song in the GTA 6 trailer, the #1 trailer. Love is a Long, Long Road. By Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Alright, let's see. What was the other thing I need? Corn and barley. That's it. They might use some kind of filler in there. I don't know. One thing about meatloaf. You know, they usually... Normal recipes add like a filler for meatloaf, so it's not all kind of put in. Some people put in cornflakes. I think some people put in like maybe some kind of breadcrumb or something like that. But usually a lot of people put a lot of filler in their meatloaf. Sloppy Joe, sloppy, sloppy Joe. Meatloaf sandwich. Navy beans, navy beans, navy beans. Yeah, crackers, yeah. I've heard of people putting crackers in there. I'll go get a load of corn. I think I've still got corn down here. Need to get it out of there and move it anyway. Probably need to move a load and put it in the dryer down here too and get it rolling. Extra sloppy, yep. Sloppy Joes. You know, if it's a sloppy Joe, it's probably going to be good because it's got that extra sh in it. So, sloppy Joes. Oh, the corn. Corn for everywhere. Corn on the left, corn on the right. It's actually in its last stage of growth. Be ready to harvest that next time around. Now, I didn't plant this field. I think what I'm probably going to do... Well, I haven't really fully decided yet. I know I've got to do some work on the edge here behind the refinery thing here. So we'll be shaving off at least a little bit of the edge of that field if we keep it. Don't know if we'll keep it or not. I mean, we'll keep it, but I don't know, you know, what we'll be doing with it. Let's see, where is the regular corn? You can put compost in there? There's the regular corn. I'll put some of this back here before I fill up the other load for the flour. Sloppy Joe, sloppy, sloppy Joe. I don't want a sloppy Joe now. Haven't had one in a while. Whoa. I don't think it likes that thing. I think that's collidable. I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to set the parking brake because my truck was moving backwards. I got caught on that thing up there. Alright, let's turn that on. We've got plenty of propane in there for right now. Actually got a little bit of dried corn in there. We're gonna need all the space though. We're gonna need all the space for the corn. So might as well pull it out of here. You know what, I'm gonna do another load in there. Because we are getting ready to harvest quite a bit of corn. We got a lot of corn. Corn over here, corn over there, corn way over yonder. And then that great big field of corn back here. No more road here. It's gone. Got the road that way, but whole lot of corn. We're going to be harvesting corn probably until next weekend. Probably. Most likely. Yeah. Probably till next weekend. For sure. Alright, let me make sure I clear that thing before I open that again. Nope. Hang on. I want to dump out of that. I don't know why that changes. It's actually hitting the pipe itself, pushing it back a little bit. Just got to get back, clear that pipe and dump. Alright, let's take a load to the flour mill. So we're drying corn there. We've got, that should come out to about 500,000 total dry corn, because we've already got 60,000 in there. And now we've got 479 in there to dry that, well, that is drying currently. So, and then I may come back down here before we go up there and get the barley and take a load of corn up to the whiskey factory. I'm pretty sure we need some. Yep, just regular corn. I'll take a load up there too. Alright, let's roll. First to the flour mill. Then come back, get a load, take to the whiskey factory. Come on, save already. Oh boy, that was a bad one there. Lots and lots and lots of corn. We're starting to look like, is it Kansas that has all the corn? Starting to look like, I know everybody's got a lot of corn. I know Iowa's got a lot of corn. I think Kansas is probably more wheat. Iowa does a lot of corn. Whoa. This load of corn might be heavy. See, it's doing it again. I don't know why it does that. I know how to change it back now, though. Right bumper and down. I'm not hitting that. All I'm hitting is the fill button, which that shouldn't be doing it. For some reason, it keeps changing to the green door. Crazy? I don't know. That's like the third question. That's the third time I've been asked that question this week. Somebody else was in here the other day asking that same question. What's your favorite cut of steak? I'll say this. There's not a cut of steak that I have not disliked. Ribeye, T-bone, apple wrapped, sirloin, Yeah, there's not one that I have disliked at all. Any kind of steak and eggs, I'm on board for. Steak and eggs, man, that's the best. Jeez, that scared me. Whew. That cow mooing. I was not expecting that. I just heard it in my right ear, and I was like, "What? Whoa!" What about Skittles or Starbursts? I don't oppose those either. I know there's different kinds of Skittles now. Are there different kinds of Starbursts? I know there's different kinds of M&Ms. I really like the coffee M&Ms, but they don't make those anymore. See, I think I'm more of a fan of, really like the Reese's Pieces back in the day. Or Raisinets. I do like Raisinets. When I used to go to the movie theater, I would get popcorn, and like in the bucket, and then I would get a box of Raisinets, and then I would mix the Raisinets in with the popcorn, so that you had kind of the salty, kind of butteriness of the popcorn, and then you had the chocolatey sweet part with the Raisinets. Some people do Milk Duds, but I like the Raisinets better. Milk Duds are okay in their own. I wouldn't really mix those in with the popcorn. I know some people do, but yeah, Raisinets, I think those kind of go a little better. Yeah, Milk Duds are. I remember when I used to go trick-or-treating, we'd get the little, the little small boxes of Milk Duds that had maybe like 2 or 3 in them. All the candy back then kind of You know, you had Milk Duds, you had Whoppers, you had, and there were some that were like, why? Why did they even make this candy? Anything really licorice. But then there were some that it was like, why? Why make this candy? What this candy? This must be what they had for Trick or Treat back in 1932. Okay, because it doesn't taste good at all. No, 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 no. I'm gonna say I had some ice cream. Got some ice cream and took it to work. I bought it's the Reese's cones. I just was already picking up some ice cream, so I was like, you know what, I'll get that just as a treat for everybody at work. Took it to work, and that ice cream was not what I expected. The peanut butter in it. It's how do I describe it? It tastes like peanut butter from World War II, maybe. I don't know. It just it doesn't taste. Maybe it was the cone part that was kind of mixed in with it or something. But yeah, it was weird. It was not what I was expecting from Reese's. I was expecting it to taste maybe a little more like a actual Reese's. Like when you put a Reese's Buttercup in the fridge or something like that. I was expecting it to be a little more like that, and it wasn't. Peanut butter tasted off from the normal Reese's peanut butter taste. So alright, let's head over to the Wild Prairie Farm and grab a load of barley. So we took corn over there. Is barley the last thing? Well, no. Long grain rice would be. And he's getting kind of full down there, so I need to not dawdle here and go ahead and run this load down there and then go empty him. Do you like candy corn? I mean, it's okay. I don't think I would be able to sit down and eat just, tons of it, but I mean, it's alright. I could eat maybe one or two pieces and then, I'll move on to something else. But, yeah, I'm not a, just a absolute, candy corn enthusiast. Where's the barley? There it is. So we've got the barley that we're taking down there. We can probably put some more sorghum and wheat in there. And probably more corn. Yeah, we put full loads in there. 240, 240, 240. We've got a lot of oat in there. We took 2 loads down there, so we got 480 there. And then I'm really surprised that it didn't hold more rice. All right. What was the name of the candy that they came in orange and black wrappers? What was that candy named? What was that called? Those we just kind of steered clear of. Were they peanut butter, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they were kind of like some kind of cheaper peanut butter. But they came, I don't know if, and I think they were round, if I remember right. But they came in orange and black wrappers. It's called Ew. Yeah. They were, yeah. We never were really fans of those. We weren't fans of those or the little, remember the little, God, what was the color? Maybe kind of like a peach color, not really peach color, more of a, they weren't really white. I'm trying to think of the crayon color. Kind of like a beige. They were like a beige colored and they were shaped like peanuts, but they were soft. Were they called circus peanuts, maybe? Yeah, we weren't really fans of those. Weren't really fans of the sweet. Are they Swedish fish? Sweetest fish? Swedish fish. Weren't really fans of those. Anything licorice, we weren't really fans of. I did like the Wonka stuff. You know, you had all kinds of Wonka candy. You had Nerds. You had Runts. Was it Runts? I think it was Runts. The candy that was shaped like the fruit. So when you opened the box up, you would pull out a banana flavored candy and it was actually shaped like a banana. I think they were called Runts. You had the Everlasting Gobstopper. I like the Everlasting Gobstoppers, but I wish they had been shaped like the ones from the movie. You know, they basically the Everlasting Gobstopper that comes out of the candy box is like round, and it's basically a jawbreaker is what it is. But it's not shaped like the one out of the movie. The ones out of the movie were kind of shaped like a three-dimensional star. I remember when Warheads came out. Warheads came out, I think, in the 90s, back when we were in school, and we would eat those Warheads, and they were, man, those were the sourest things. But I actually saw some kids, you know, they would, I don't know if it was the candy itself, or maybe they were just having like a reaction to the candy, but don't hold it in one place in your mouth, because we had kids that were getting like little circle burns or something in their mouths from the Warheads. Don't know if they were technically burns or if it was more like a reaction or something. All right. You know what? No, we need to go back. We need to go get it. Go get the long grain rice. Looks like he got full. I think that's a good place to start. We freed up a little bit of room in the silos. We got a little bit of each of the product. Because we're going to have way more next year. A lot of these fields that were in clover and grass and alfalfa and stuff, probably going to be replacing a lot of these with that type of grain crop to make flour out of. I'm not going to activate any of that stuff just yet. Where did he stop at? He stopped over there. I'll just pull out there. Offload him real quick. Did you say Everlasting Gobstopper? Old Slugworth would give anything to have this recipe. I kind of wanted the gum. The gum that was like a 3-course meal. Kind of wanted that. But I didn't want to blow up like a blueberry either. So. Rock candy? I mean, you mean like the pop rocks? The kind that pop in your mouth? Yeah, I remember those. I remember the candy cigarettes. Y'all remember those? We used to have candy cigarettes that all it was just, I mean, it was basically like the, what were those, sugar sticks? It was kind of like those, and they were molded into, whoa, I didn't turn it on. They were molded into the shape of a cigarette. And they came in a cigarette box, too. But I don't think they make those anymore. I think they stopped doing those because it promoted kids to actually start smoking later in life or something. I don't know. I had them all the time, and I never started smoking. I did try to light a candy cigarette once upon a time when I was little. I don't recommend trying to do that. Not only does it stink, but it makes a mess. So, yeah, don't try to light a candy cigarette. First off, I probably shouldn't have had a lighter. You know, that's kind of the equivalent of playing with matches. So, don't try to light a candy cigarette in any fashion. But you know, they had candy cigars too back then too. I remember those. They had, and I think those were gum actually. They had the different color candy cigars, and they were basically like little things of gum. They even had the little gold bands on them, like a real cigar. So. Things were different back then, though. The candy was different. And it's all stuff that you probably couldn't get today. Like the toy guns back then. And now they don't really even make a whole lot of toy guns. Because it promotes kids wanting to have like real guns and stuff like that. What they did do is, back in the day, they looked like real guns, and that was kind of the problem. Because kids would have guns like in the dark outside playing or something, and the police couldn't tell the difference between the two. So what they started doing, they started making the toy guns have orange caps on the ends of the barrels, or orange, what do you call it, the round thing where you load the fake bullets in? Can't remember the name of it, but they would make all that orange so that hopefully they could tell the difference. But then now I don't think they do a whole lot of toy guns anymore. Yeah, that was like a cap gun. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you can even buy cap guns. I'm sure you could probably order something online somewhere. There's probably some on eBay or something. I remember I had a cap gun. My first cap gun. It was a 6-shot gun, just a little six shot cap gun. And I remember for Christmas one year, I played with that thing all the time. I remember I asked for a 12-shot cap gun because they made the 12-shot ones too, and I got it. I got a 12-shot cap gun one Christmas. I was like, oh man, that's the best thing ever. It was awesome. You'd shoot more caps, and wouldn't have to reload as often. They come on these little circle reels. And I was always wanting to buy some more caps. Always wanting to buy more ammunition. And then, you know, even before that, before they did the 6-shooter ones, they had the really old style cap guns that came on a it's like a little roll of paper, and you put that inside the game. You actually had to slide open the door on the side to put the reel. It's like a reel of almost like a reel of film or something. You would put it in there and then feed it kind of through to the point where it hits the hammer, and it would have little explosive caps in the reel of paper. Those were the old style cap guns. Yeah, they got rid of I think they got rid of a lot of them then, and even the guns. You know, they had some guns back in the day that made realistic sound effects, and they don't do that now anymore. They don't make those. I know they don't make those anymore. I think I was really more. I had that all that stuff, but I think I was really more into like the farm toys and stuff. I was a big connoisseur of John Deere stuff. Still have a lot of that stuff. The older John Deere, the Erdl John Deere stuff. Got a lot of the different sizes too. So the 16 is more of the larger kind of style of it, and then you can go all the way down to the, gosh, what's the smallest one? Is it 64? You have the 64, you have the 32, which is kind of the in-between, and then it jumps up to the 16th scale, which is the larger scale. Still got my what is it, a 9410 combine, I want to say. Might be a 9650. I have to look at it again. I've still got that somewhere. I've got and these are all in the 16 scale. I've got the combine. I've got a skid steer. I've got a I don't even remember the number on it. It's kind of like the open cab no rop older style tractor. It's almost in the design of the 4020. I don't think it's a 4020 though. And then I've got several implements. I've got the baler. I've got all that stuff. Well, they still sell that stuff. You know, they've actually improved on that stuff. Like, they've made them more detailed. I know you can get, like, the Prestige collection stuff now. And that's the stuff that that's kind of the stuff you want to just put on, like, a shelf somewhere. It's not really one for kids to play with. The Prestige collection stuff has way more detail to it. So it has like beacons on it, the doors open, you know, it's got a lot of fine details that probably would break easy. What would I Google? They're diecast. Just Google like ERTL. And then whatever brand you want, because Erdl, I'm assuming I'm saying Erdl, right? ERTL, I think is how you spell it. They make all kinds of diecast John Deere, old International stuff, Case stuff, New Holland stuff. They pretty much cover, I think, all of the brands. So you can get Gleaner stuff, you can get Oliver stuff, you can get Alice Chalmers stuff, you can get it, basically any kind that you want. I know the 64 scale, I think they offer more of the 64 scale, and even those have gotten more detailed over the years. But they offer more, like a wider variety of stuff in the 64 scale. The 64 scale is about almost the same size, maybe slightly bigger. It's about the same size as like the Hot Wheels stuff or Matchbox stuff. So I think it's more along that scale. If you put like a Hot Wheel or a Matchbox car next to a 64 scale, I would say that's pretty close to being within the same size ratio. Good morning, Flying Reds Farm. Good morning. How's it going? Some of them go for $140. Some of them are expensive, yeah. That's why a lot of people collect them. There's a lot of them that are rare. I know they have like farm shows, kind of like where they sell that kind of stuff, and then they do have some exclusive ones from the farm shows. I know those can really get expensive because those are, again, they're all collectibles. It's like the plain coin banks, those are collectibles too. Yeah, you can get a lot of them at flea markets and auction houses and stuff like that. You can get a lot of that stuff from there. Yeah, flea markets, you find a lot of stuff like that. Yard sales, stuff like that. Just broke your cast iron JD tractor. Uh-oh. Yeah, you can get the plane, the die-cast planes. They're a lot of those are collectibles. Cotton Stripper 770, Earl Prestige Collection, yeah. Looks cool. Cotton Stripper, Earl Prestige, yeah. Anything in the Prestige Collection is probably going to be more expensive because those are collectibles. Those are the ones you want to put, like if you had a bookcase or a display case or something like that, those are the ones that you would want to put on display because they have way more detail, and they're just, it's kind of like a little trinket that's enjoyable, to look at. Anything from the Prestige collection. So if you look at a lot of the combines and stuff, they are way more detailed. And there's a lot of equipment like that. I won't say that Ertl makes it, but there's another company that makes equipment, and people do like the remote control stuff with them. I saw one where it's like an actual tractor, and it's got the front mower and the rear fold-up mower, and you can actually mow with it. Like, you can take it out in some short grass, and it'd have to be short grass, and you can actually mow with it. That's more along the lines of like an 18 scale size machine. But yeah, you can actually raise and lower the mower, turn it on and off, and it will mow the grass. That'd be cool, just to sit on the front porch or sit in your house looking from the window or something, and just sit there and mow with your remote control mower. I know they have robotic mowers now, but yeah, it'd be cool to use a piece of farm equipment to do it too. Alright, he's moving right along. We just about got this thing knocked out. Probably need to take that truckload over to the flour mill. Yep, he's about half done with this field. Maybe a little more. Alright, let me run this over there. Then I think today we'll go ahead and get into the big harvest. So the soybeans, the corn, all of that. Matter of fact, I'll go get Big Red ready, and I'll put it on corn, and then I'll have the New Holland probably on the soybeans. This is Judith Plains, Montana. All right. Oh, there's a drain. Tell you what, I'll leave this guy down here so he can empty that combine when he gets done. I've got the other truck up north. I can use it to empty for the beans. Alright. I think I left him in the sorghum field up there. Yep, there he is. Get the corn hitter. Need to fuel this guy up too. He's a little low on fuel. kind of want to start parking this in there. I have been parking the harvesters back in this back shed back here. But if I can get in here and get in this door, and then pull that around, park it over here on this side. Fuel him up while I'm right here too. Let's turn it wide. Probably should just go ahead and get rid of these trees. Might have better look backing it in the front though. Go ahead and do this. Yeah, I'm looking at that now. I don't think I'm gonna do this. I don't think this is gonna work. I think I'm gonna have to back it in the front. Or just pull it in there. How many mods are you running? Oh gosh. We're over the 500 mark. Don't think this is gonna clear that. I'll back up and turn around and try to back it in the front maybe. Or maybe I could pull in. Now, even getting in here and turning around would be difficult. I might just go ahead and take it down to the blue farm and park it in that long hall down there. That's where I've been parking the New Holland. And it's a lot easier to pull in that one. Here's my corn header. Alright, let me go ahead and repair this stuff while I'm thinking about it. All the rest of that looks pretty good. Leave the head outside. I kind of don't want to. There's plenty of room in this shed down here. Oh, there goes the road sign. Morning, Tomcat. Here's another road sign. One thing, DJ loves his road signs. He's put up a lot of road signs here in Judith Plains. And when you go into career mode, there goes another one. When you go into career mode, they are not phase throughable. If you go into multiplayer, they're phase throughable. Let's see, I think I can go through down here. Now this corn header might not fit through there, so let me detach the green header first, and I'll just put this over here. I don't think that's going to fit in that door. That'll work. Need a corn header that folded up, then it would fit. That is a corn header that's folded up. It doesn't look like it, but it is. It's folded up already. Yeah, this, it doesn't look like it is, but it is. It's folded up. This is a pretty big corn header. Really thought they folded more than that? Well, this looks like, you know, there are some in-game ones that, are about this size, but find a space where I can do this at. Maybe back here. This one unfolds. Now that's a corn header. And we're gonna need this corn header. As much corn as we've got to cut, so. That's what you call a corn header right there. That's not a corn header. That's a corn header. I once caught a fish this big. I'm gonna say this, there's a shed up front that this might fit into, but it won't fit in that one. It has a door kind of like this, but I still don't know if it's wide enough. I think it's about that same size, yeah. I would have said if we had any luck, it would have been that one shed, but really we need one of the big. Oh gosh, who did those? Was it Icus that did those? That did some with the really wide doors on them? This one actually might be big enough. Ooh. I don't know. I'm gonna say no. That one's not wide enough. Now if we put this like on a flatbed trailer, step deck trailer, and just kind of strapped it down to that, we might be able to do it. Oop. Get one of them, another one of them nailed down indestructible trash cans there. across this bridge might be fun, though. It's making it. Guess it's just high enough. Oh, there goes another road sign. You know what? I'm gonna take the road less traveled. Feel like the Dukes of Hazzard when I go on the road less traveled. Running from Roscoe P. Coltrane. Just a good old boy. Never meaning no harm. It's all you ever saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves. Lightening the hills. Someday the mountain might get 'em, but the law never will. Making their way, only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow. Yep, I do too, Sean. Good show. Winter Project? Mm-hmm. Ten more weeks of racing, and then you'll have time to watch the Dukes of Hazzard. 10 weeks, so November. Yeah, so Jeff, the barns do come back. You can hide them, but they do come back. So I came back in and put them back in and redid the little land here that they sit on. So the barns do come back. I think I'll start right there. When the time is right. Not quite right yet. Oh, did he get full? Or no, he's still going. Good morning, Steven. How's it going? Time for round 2. Drink. Used to play that game a lot on Sega Genesis 2 back in the day. Mortal Kombat 2. I see they're making a new Mortal Kombat movie. Didn't even know they were doing that. Saw the trailer for it the other day. They're making a completely new Mortal Kombat. Yeah, it's either a movie or a series. I don't know. I'm thinking it might be a movie though. I know the original movie, the first movie that came out that was based on Mortal Kombat came out like 30 years ago. It's a movie. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You play FS25 on Series X, now on disc. Now on disc. Get over here is the one I remember. Who was that? It was the guy that looked like Sub-Zero, but he was dressed in yellow. What was his name? Get over here. He had these things that came out of his arms that reached out and grabbed you and pulled you closer to him. Yeah, he was dressed in yellow. He looked exactly like Sub-Zero. Was his name Scorpion? Scorpion, okay. Yeah, him and Sub-Zero, I mean, they could be twins. They, at least on the video game, they dressed exactly the same, except one was in blue and one was in yellow. And Sub-Zero, you know, he would freeze you. But, yeah, I guess Scorpion was the guy that, every time, I think he's actually in the trailer, he says, "Get over here." I really liked, was it Raiden? The guy that did the electricity stuff. He was pretty cool. I know at least on, when you were playing Mortal Kombat 2, he used to have this maneuver where he would fly. It was like a flying punch. Not really like a Superman punch like Roman Reigns, but it was like a flying move where nobody could block it. So if you picked the Raiden guy, you'd probably win. He'll be able to finish this field. Maybe. I got the truck over there if I need to empty him again. And this field will be getting bigger too. So you can see down here on, this is the west end of the field I'm looking towards. This was a huge forest area, like a big wooded area. Cleared out all those trees, the stumps are gone. Be plowing that direction. So it'll be getting a little bit bigger. all the fields are really getting bigger, you know. You look at what we've done so far. I mean, all of these fields we merged together, so that's a nice big field there. All these fields we merged together, that's a nice big one. Merged all these together, that's a big one. Merge these two. We can't merge those together because there's a sign on that road. Merged all these together. And I think this is the biggest field on the map right here. We merged all those together. Merged all these together, and the little area, there's a wooded area back here, and merged all that together. Merge those two together. I am going to merge these two together. Merge these together. Probably going to merge these two together. Might merge these two together, but we can't really go anywhere from there because there's telephone poles, road signs, all kinds of stuff in there. Merged all of this together, and we actually had it merged with this, but could not get a AI line to pop up. So we put a kind of a field road back in there and separated that. So now we have a nice long field over here on the west side. And then we have a nice big field of corn there. And then we merged these together. Merged all of these together. This is actually going to be expanding. I'm probably going to separate these right here and put a bridge in down across the river somewhere down here. And then this is going to expand this way. You can see where I've already plowed a kind of a preliminary perimeter line there. So this field will be expanding this way. And then again, this one's going to expand this way. Just looking at this, it looks like you could expand it this way too. So I'd have to look at that. Where'd I leave the truck at? Let me go over there and take a look at that. I don't think the map doesn't always match up with what's actually there. But yeah, I think we could actually expand this way a little bit. Bring it on down to here, down to the river. Yeah, bring it on down to the river. Curve it around. Won't be cutting any trees next to the river. We're gonna leave all those trees. You know, you gotta keep the integrity of the soil around the riverbanks. But yeah, there's plenty of room out here to plow. We could expand it that way too. So yeah, we'll probably bring that up that way. Maybe go down through there and then come back up through here. Bring it out that way a little bit and merge it together. And bring it around this way and around that way. Catch you later, Clutch. Have a good one. He's getting there. He's got one more pass. He's at 86%. Boy, he's going to be close. I think he'll make it, though. Have another full load off of this field here. Ooh, a grape harvester's on sale. 59% off. You know, we can make wine here in Judith Plains. Just saying. So really, the only thing you can cut with a corn header is either corn or sunflower. And there are dedicated sunflower headers. I think we actually isn't there one? It's just for sunflowers. Yeah, there's one just for sunflowers. We do have some Stevie ones too. Got these 12 meter. I think these just add speed. Got some that go on a smaller combine. Might use those in the future. And that is, I was going to say that's a corn header, but that one's just for sorghum. And then we have that one. That one's 12 meter too. So it's either that one, the Capella, or the Geringhoff. Geringhoff? I always want to call that Gryffindor for some reason. I guess because of the way it's spelled. Oh, we're all about the big fields. We like our big fields. But soon, we're going to be moving to Scotland. You guys see the new trailer that came out from Gamescom? Looking way more detailed. I'm liking the looks of the steam engine train. That thing looks pretty cool. I didn't see the fishing pole scene though. Somebody said there was a fishing pole scene. I didn't see that. Yeah, it looks like mainly it's like stock fishing is what it kind of looks like. It has a there's one scene where it shows like the crane hook where you can lift the product off of the boat onto the platform or the shore or whatever, or the dock. It's at the end of the video. I need to go back and look at that then. I sure didn't see a fishing pole scene. And it was the Gamescom trailer, right? See the four-wheeler. I'm excited that we're getting an in-game four-wheeler. I like the looks of the train. I do not see a fishing pole scene. Oh, did he? I wonder if he had maybe like a video from the actual setup at Gamescom. It's not, maybe not in the trailer. That might have been what it was. Yeah, I haven't seen any Gamescom videos. I was thinking it was in the trailer, and I was like, I did not see a fishing pole in the trailer. On a 1 minute video? It's not a Giants video though, right? Alright, let's take this up north. hit these cornfields that I've bought elsewhere too. There's one here, and there's one over there across from the Texaco station. Gotta remember to hit those. Normally I like to start in the northwest part of the map, but I'm going to start on the big field here. And then go back and work my way around. Yeah, I'm just going to take out that red sign. I was trying to get in here without doing it, but there's just too many road signs. Here. Let's go sleep till October. Wake me up when September ends. Alright, so we've got our flour mill. Not full of stuff, but we got stuff in there to start when we get ready to start it. We'll switch those to distributing when the time comes. But we're not going to start it up just yet. Kind of need to get some other stuff. We kind of need to get the bakery. As far as the flour goes, we need the bakery, and then I think we also need the pizza place. But to get the pizza place, we need to get some greenhouses, and I think. Let me go and look again. So we're gonna need cheese. So we got to get into animals. I think the animals and the definitely the greenhouses, because we're going to need cheese, we're going to need flour, we're going to need garlic, we're going to need chili peppers, we're going to need tomatoes. What's the other one? Go over there. What does that add? Oh, it adds mushrooms. Okay, so we're going to need mushrooms for one of them and then all the other stuff for the others. So to get the cheese, we've got to do the cows, and we're going to have to get into cows. So, good morning. So I think those will be next on the list after this year, after this harvest season. All right, so let's sleep. I think we'll go to 9 in the morning. We're getting close to 9 a.m. here. September 2nd. Nothing else needs to be harvested right now, right? Make sure I'm not missing anything. We got some clover and alfalfa there, but I'm not too concerned about that. All right. And now we'll go to 9 a.m. So now we're kind of synced up with the real time, or we will be. All right, let's do it. Wonder if we can see the growth chart change here. Oh yeah, you can see it. See it? It's already there. Let me switch back and forth here. Kind of have to do it on these larger maps. So you can see the growth line going down the fields that need harvesting. So watch the cornfield down here. See the line moving? Switching from the last growth stage to the ready to harvest stage. Alright, looks like our cotton's ready now too. Alright, let's kick the tires and light the fires. And I am not dropping soybean straw anymore, so don't need that. Alright, let's decide how we want to do this. I think 2 rows would be good, as long as the lines stay straight. Huge field of beans. Alright, and we're rolling. So now let me go down to the corn guy. We got a lot of corn to get. Let's see what this tells us here. Let's do 2 in rows on this field as long as they stay straight. Looks like the lines are staying straight. And I'm actually gonna go accept that first, and then I'm going to switch it over to that. And I want it to match up with the other one. So 2 in rows. And I'm going to leave the lines on for now. Alright, see if I can see the lines here. They'll pop up. Show me the lines. I left that on, didn't I? Oh yeah, wait, there they are. Hang on. I just saw them. Come on, show me the lines. There they are. Alright. So we can line up with that. Alright, activate harvester, lower header. And here we go. I'm just going to go right down the middle, open this field up, and then we'll hire this out. Getting a pretty good swath with that pass, so most of the fields that I cut already, especially these up north, from the clover and alfalfa, are already regrown. So probably cut a lot of them one more time, and then I'll go back and pick all that up and move it to the harvester silos, and then I'll probably plow those fields up because they won't be, a lot of them won't be going back into clover and alfalfa anymore. And I'm going to try to see if I can get him to hire out going on the south edge first. That way I can kind of open up more of a swath that I can drive the grain cart out of here on. I'll just get him to go around the southern border of this field. And it is a huge field. Man, it's so big. A lot of corn. How much does your harvester hold? These are Stevie combines. We got a lot of Stevie equipment. These Stevie combines hold 240. Our Stevie trailers hold 240. Our planters, each one of those is different, but they do have a expanded capacity on those as well. I'm trying to think. Our grain carts are Stevie grain carts, so they hold 240. Matter of fact, I want to buy another one of those for down here and one for up north. Yeah, we like our Stevie stuff. He's actually working on a 4X river, Riverbend Springs. At first he wasn't going to do, he said he wasn't going to do any 4X maps. But he is currently working on a 4X Riverbend Springs. I'm looking forward to looking at that one. I know we really enjoyed his 4X Elm Creek back in 22. And I really enjoyed Riverbend Springs. Even the in-game one was pretty okay. Giants is doing better at making the American maps. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there, and you can change it yourself. It's not that hard to change yourself, but there's a lot of stuff out there that's like, at some point you have to kind of draw the line of like what is like just way too much and what is, you know, what is just right. It's kind of like the old story Goldilocks and the Three Bears, you know. You don't want to eat the small bowl of porridge. You don't want to have the big bowl of porridge. You don't have the, you know, the middle bowl of porridge is just right, you know. And it goes the same for the beds, you know. You don't want to sleep in the small bed. You don't want to sleep in the huge bed. But you want to find the bed that's just right for you, just comfortable. And I think with the Stevie mods, they are right there kind of where we want to be at, especially with a larger map like this. Alright, hopefully I can get him hired out this way. He's got to think about it for a second. Quite a bit of field. Alright, so he's rolling. I'm gonna go buy another grain cart. To find the right one, there it is. So this is the Stevie one. He's got, you can put tracks on it and stuff, but I really like the 3-wheel setup. We will put the Stevie capacity on there, 240. And we're going to change the color of that. We've got a case red one already. I feel like we need a John Deere green. What is the design color? Oh, it's the lines on there. That looks pretty good to me. Alright. So actually, let me go trade out the red one with the quad track. Got it parked right there. And I think I left it over there somewheres. Thought I did anyway. Where was the last place I had that? Trying to remember now what was the last field that I harvested. Did I take it back up north? That's not it. Is that it? No, that's not it. Well, maybe that is it. I can click on it. Nope, that ain't it. Where is it? Am I really gonna have to tab around? Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, I bet that's it right there. Bet it's got something in it too. Yep. Huh. It's got more wheat in it. So I'll go dump this and then we'll trade these out. You decided you needed the Colossus packs on every map, especially the forage wagons. What's the capacity on those? Is it 1,000,000? I feel like it's 1,000,000. I should have enough room to put this wheat in here because we took a lot of the products out of this silo over here and moved them down to the flour mill. So there should be enough room to empty this. All the way up to 5,000,000. Wow, yeah, that's quite a bit there. Normal all the way up to 5,000,000. That's the thing with these too. With Stevie's, you can do the normal capacity on them, or you can do up to what he's set them to, and I think all of them are pretty much set to 240. So it's kind of nice having it across the board be the same. Our forage wagons do 240, the grain carts do 240, the trailers do 240, the combines do 240. Kind of nice having it all sync up. I guess you can kind of sync a lot of the Colossus stuff up too. Maybe they have the same capacities in the long run. Alright. Let me double check something on this real quick. Oh, there's a save. Those hurt. They really do. Let me go ahead and repair it. Pretty sure that we did the case red with this one. Right, whether we did or not, it is now, so. I guess we did because it's not letting me change it. Case IH red, yep. Okay, yeah, it's not letting me change it. It must already be Case IH red. I'm pretty sure that's the color that we did. Because if you look at the tracks, or not the tracks, the rims, they're the case rims. So, all right, let me go get the green one for up there. $50-foot pickup. You don't even windrow anymore. Alright, so the MacDon header that we use, the big 19.2 meter header, it went on sale. So I went ahead and bought a John Deere themed MacDon header. So at some point, hopefully, we'll see a John Deere combine go on sale, but we haven't seen one yet. May have to buy it outright. May have to pay full price for it. somewhere down the line we'll probably be able to afford it. Especially after the big wood chip sale coming up. We're going to have quite a few wood chips. We're going to have... let's see. Let me do the math in my head real quick. We're going to have 18 million liters of wood chips to sell. And I don't know how many beans. Man, we're going to... We had 3,571,000 liters of beans last time. And we're going to have more this time. And then the next year we're going to have even more. So yep, we're going to have money. We're going to become the rich farmers, you know, that everybody wants to be. Alright, the bean combine is fine. The corn one, which we started after the bean combine, is actually fuller, more than double full than the bean combine, but it's harvesting corn too, so. If he's like right here, I'll go ahead and offload him, but I bet he's not right here. I bet he's somewhere else. He's somewhere else. I'll let him make another round. He's got the time in the room for it. So, all right, yeah. Stevie likes to put the beacons on his stuff too. So, really like the Stevie stuff. Probably be using a lot of that when we go take a look at his river bend map. All right, let's go back down to this tractor. We need to keep that corn going. Oh, that was already on. So this is also a Stevie tractor. It's got the extra strobes on it up there. Oh, there he is right there. Wow, wait, that's perfect timing. Uh-oh. Nope. Whew. I about had my back end taken off by a train. Hey, what? Let me pull forward. Let him get turned there. I don't think he'll jump this road here. He'll probably turn left and then come this way. And he's not like full. Yeah, he's gonna go left. So I'm gonna pull this up into the swath that we cut right up here. And he should do a second round. Actually, I'm just going to park it right here to see, because I don't know which way he's going to turn. Shut that off for now. We'll go right along in the buddy seat. Alright, so I am going to take my first break. We'll see where this guy goes when I get back. You guys will see probably before I get back. So, alright, I'll be back. am back. And YouTube, you guys, you got to see some combine action again, because I forgot to say goodbye to you guys before I went on break. So, YouTube, we'll see you in the next video. Make sure you check it out. We'll have some more exciting corn harvest and soybean harvest in the next video. Sounds like a really cheesy PBS promotion, doesn't it? Come back and see our really exciting time as we tour the gardens of, Edinburgh or whatever. I don't know. Sounds familiar to me. Alright, we'll see you guys in the next one, YouTube. Until then, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see you. Have a good one.